All right, so in this video, how to perfectly switch from brushes to sticks. Yes, perfectly. I'm going to be breaking down a few different points, 5 or 6 points that you really have to be thinking about when you're switching from brushes to sticks. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Jazz Drum Q-Tip of the week. My name is Quincy Davis. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am jumping straight into this one. I mean, literally. I always say that, but I'm really jumping into this one. It's a topic and it's a question I've often got, and I've never done a video on it. And I think it's important because, especially in jazz, we're often switching from what? Brushes to sticks, or back from sticks to brushes. So I want to just kind of talk about 6 points. I'm going to give you 6 points to think about and demonstrate those 6 points and why they're important to think about when you need to switch from brushes to sticks. So if you guys are ready, let me know by saying what? Let's go! So the first thing, actually, I'm going to demonstrate it first. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk about all the different things that I'm thinking about as I'm doing it. So let's say this is the end of a course, and we're going to play 6 measures of time, and then there's going to be a 2-measure break, okay? And I'll just demonstrate exactly what I do. And before I've even started, by the way, if you notice, I'm touching the sticks. I'm separating them so that I can grab. We're going to get to that. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes the break. 6 and break. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I want you to observe where the brushes are. Boom. They're perfectly placed on the rim of the drum. I'm going to get to all that. All right. So that was the scenario where there is a break. What if there's no break? Okay, we're going to get to that too. First thing I want to talk about is the placement. So placement of the sticks, as I said right before I started, I'm going to place them on my snare, on my floor tom. This is me. This is what I do. Other drummers are going to place them. Maybe they place them on the bass drum, or maybe they place them under their butt, right? Who knows? Everyone does something a little different. Some drummers have a little stick holder in their hi-hat stand, and that's cool too. Whatever works for them. This works for me. So I'm going to talk about what works for me. I place them on the floor tom, and I separate them as to create a grabbable stick. At least one of them has to be very grabbable to my hand. If I place them together, then I have to actually separate them as I'm about to grab, right? So I separate them, boom, in the middle of the drum so that they aren't tempted to roll off. And so that's the first thing, even before we start, okay, before starting the tune. Okay, so now they're there. Now, placement of the sticks before you switch to the sticks is important. Placement of the brushes after you switch to the sticks is also important. 1, so as I did before in my demonstration, break, I'm switching, boom, and I'm placing my brushes I'm placing them on the rim of the floor tom so that when I actually go to play the floor tom with the sticks, there's no funny sounds coming from it that's created from the brushes, okay? And see, that would bother me. There's a little, I don't know if you can hear that in the video, but it's because some of the wires are touching the floor tom. So I would probably, if this happened, I would switch it. I would make sure that they're completely not touching the head. And I would do that with my left hand. That's not ideal. Part of the reason is because It's a little crowded over here with my interface, so I couldn't get a clean placement of the brushes. Anyway, that's where the brushes are going because now it's clean. It's a clean sound. Also, I know I'm getting all hype and loud and obnoxious. I'm sorry because I get excited about this stuff and it's important. All right, so pay attention to this one. Placement of the brushes is also important because you might want to switch back to them. Don't just throw them on the ground, auditionees at UNT on August 16th and 17th. Yes, I'm talking to you students, my students. I've seen it in auditions. They throw the brushes on the ground, and then the chart might say, switch back to brushes. Whoa, crap. What are we going to do now? Right? You've kind of screwed yourself. So make sure you do not throw away the brushes. Now, if I know that I don't need the brushes again, if I absolutely know, I might just put them here on the bass drum. Then they're completely out of the way. I don't have to worry about them. But a lot of times, if I'm playing just like a casual gig or any kind of gig, I often will switch back to the brushes, right? So that's placement. The timing. How long do you have to switch from, we'll go back to brushes to sticks. By the way, I didn't actually go back to brushes, so I want to do that. So if I'm playing, if I got 8 measures to switch to the brushes, this is what it might sound like or look like or feel like. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. You catch it? You see what I did? There's something I'm doing that I'm cheating a little bit. I'm using the hi-hats to fill up the space and also to keep time, to make sure the time is clear. Okay, so you can't go like this. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 measures to go. 5, 6, 7, 8. You see, it's just bare. There's no time happening. So to make sure that the band and everybody can feel the time, let's keep that hi-hat going. But what I also employ are the splashes. The splashes fill up the space and the sound so that it doesn't sound naked switching without playing the ride cymbal. Okay? So again, I'll do that one more time. And you'll notice the splash is happening, and you can take your time. It's not a rush as long as you start early. Again, this is timing, right? Your timing is everything. How quick or how slow, how much time can you actually take switching from sticks to brushes or vice versa? So here we go. Notice the timing and the cool nature that I do it with. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm switching already. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't perfect because I placed the brushes kind of overlapping each other, so they got tangled. But still, I had plenty of time because I started 4 measures earlier, right? And you could hear how the hi-hats were helping me kind of camouflage this awkward switch that was happening, okay? So that's the timing. Remember, just start earlier so that you don't have to rush. And it should never be a super, like, it's rare that you have to rush to switch and scramble. There's always a way to avoid scrambling, okay? Now, scrambling eggs I do every morning. Sometimes you need to scramble those eggs. But in this context, no scrambling. Now, there are contexts where there's sometimes you want a clean break, and sometimes you don't have the chance to have a clean break, like what I just did, but going from brushes to sticks, right? So I'll demonstrate a clean break, a clean kind of common 2-measure solo break, which I did at the beginning, but I'll do it again, right? Again, I want to make sure these are separated. Boom. And then I'll do it without a clean break, and you can see what going from brushes to sticks sounds like without that clean break. Here we go. 1, 8 measures, or yeah, 8 measures total, 6 measures until the break. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, break. 2, And so this is something you have to practice. You see how everything's very meticulously and carefully done. Also, notice I had enough time to get these snares on because I want to get that, maybe play a pickup, a cool little jazz pickup on the snare drum, right? And I don't want to go, right, when we're trying to set up the next gear of the song, right? Going into the next gear, taking the intensity level up a notch. So try to make sure you have time to switch the snares on. Okay, so what if you don't have that break, that nice, convenient break in there where you have to keep the sound going from brushes to sticks? You heard me do it from sticks to brushes, but what about brushes to sticks? This is what I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. High, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already switching. 2, 1, 2, You catch it? You see what I did? So, again, it doesn't have to be an immediate switch. In this case, we're just trying to transition or segue into playing with the sticks. So, you literally saw me segue and take my time transitioning, right? And something you saw me do, I'll go through it step by step. So I'm playing. Okay, placement of the sticks is cool. I'm going to switch with one hand only. Boom. And that's really easy. Boom. And I can actually start playing the cymbal even before we get to the top of the form. So, but during this time, maybe again, I'll utilize that splash sound in the hi-hats, then place the brush neatly, yes, neatly and perfectly. Again, this is how to perfectly switch from brushes to sticks. So we're going to perfectly place the brush on the rim. I'm still sweeping with the left hand, and now we got the cymbal. So once we get that going, now we can switch the other hand to stick. There's one more thing I got to do. Switch those snares on. Now that's not as crucial because the main thing is that you're able to start playing that ride cymbal by the time that you desire to play it. But I like to be switched all the way right down up to that downbeat. By the time that downbeat hits of the next chorus, we got those snares on, okay? So this all takes some practice. This all takes some practice. If you don't practice this, then you're screwed, okay? Also, when you practice this, make sure you're practicing different tempos, okay? I'll do it a little faster now because the faster the tempo, the less time you have. So I'll demonstrate a clean break going to sticks, right? And then I'll demonstrate not a clean break going to sticks from brushes. And by the way, I encourage you to check out my play-alongs, my baseline play-alongs, if you want to practice just transitioning, going from 2 feel, 1, boom, boom, to 4 feel, okay? In the play-alongs, I made sure that we got that kind of feel so that we could actually practice both, and you can practice these transitions in the midst of practicing your feel with those play-alongs. So that link is down below. Anyway, here we go. So faster tempo. Boom, 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 boom. We're starting in 2. Let's do one chorus of blues. No. We'll do 6 measures like we've been doing. 6 measures until the break, 2 measure break, top. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 5, 6, and break. 2, 5, 6, and break. 2, Okay, so in this case, because I had less time, this might be another placement that I utilize. See, in the heat of the moment, I'm not even thinking. So this actually came very natural. The only thing is that with this brush right here, if I have to solo, that might get in the way a little bit. So while I'm playing time, at some point I might actually move this over here. Right? I may do that, I may not. But that's just so you know, that's an option to place it right here. Okay, so now let's go from sticks to brushes. Okay? One. Again, we don't want to be sloppy with the placement of anything. We don't want to be overly anxious about it or out of control. How about that? Right? You want to do everything in control, even though you got to do it fast. You got to be deliberate, but do it fast. Otherwise, you're going to be late. Okay, so now we're going to switch from sticks back to the brushes at that same tempo. One. So we'll do 6 measures, break for 2 measures, then we're on the brushes. 1, 2, 5, 6, It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. 5, 6, It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And also, by the way, I'm not breaking going from sticks to brushes because that's less common, right? I can demonstrate that, but it's very uncommon to break going back into the head or going back into 2. So that's why I'm not doing that break. But if I had to do a break going from sticks to brushes, what would that sound like? I don't know. We're going to find out. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, Okay. We just found out something else that comes into play. When we're when we're switching from sticks to brushes, right? We go from playing the cymbal to not playing the cymbal. But if it's supposed to be a clean break, it's got to be a clean break. So you see me do this? Aha! So that's one more thing we got to add is dampen the cymbal, make sure there's no sound here. And if you like the snares off, like I do, make sure you switch that strainer. Okay, so that's a little trickier, but I'm going to do it again at that same tempo. And I kind of like it split now. See? I'm learning as I'm teaching. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. I didn't get to switch I didn't get to switch the strainer off. And that's not the end of the world. As I said, that's the least important thing. But what I would probably do is at some point switch it off because I like that sound. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, or if you like to do it a different way, let me know in the comments. I really do. I read all the comments, as most of you know. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by pressing that like button. Check out group lessons. I'm doing group lessons at the end of this month. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to come up with a great curriculum, and I'm going to work you a little bit. So check those out. But I hope this was helpful, and let me know what you thought, okay? Until the next time, you know what to do. Practice hard, but practice smart. Take care. Bye-bye.